The lake that hungered every summer. Camp Clearwater opened its doors to kids chasing sunshine, laughter, and the thrill of swimming in the lake. Parents waved goodbye, counselors blew whistles, and for decades nothing ever went wrong. At least, that's the story they told. But the lake had another story. One whispered through bubbles in the dark water, one that smelled faintly of iron and rot. It began with a boy named Tyler. July afternoon, the water shimmered under the sun, campers shouting as they splashed near the dock. Tyler, always daring, swam farther than the rest. He laughed when the counselors blew their whistles. He kicked harder, farther, chasing the thrill of freedom. Then the laughing stopped. A ripple spread across the surface. Not the kind made by a fish, not the kind made by a breeze. It was deeper, slower, a shadow gliding beneath him. Someone screamed. A splash, then silence. When the counselors reached the spot, all they found was a single floating sneaker. The water was calm again, as if nothing had ever happened. The camp called it a tragic accident, but the other kids knew better. They whispered about what they saw. A wide shape too big to be a fish, too fast to be a log circling just beneath the surface. They spoke of teeth, glinting in the sunlight before the water turned red. That night, the counselors locked the cabins early. They tried to keep the kids calm, but whispers carried through the bunks. Tyler's still out there. No, something took him. One boy swore he heard bubbling near the shoreline after dark, like something huge breathing just below the reeds. The next day, 2 girls snuck out before breakfast. They wanted to prove it was just a story. The sun had barely risen when they slipped into the water, giggling. No one saw them again. All that was found was a torn towel, shredded into ribbons, and the smell, like raw, wet meat, drifting across the lake. By the 3rd night, kids were waking up screaming. Counselors tried to hush them, but they too had seen it. The dark outline rising in the moonlight, the water swelling as if the lake itself were alive. And then came the sound. Not splashing, not waves. A low guttural grind like bones cracking underwater. The director of the camp tried to drain the lake once. Pump trucks lined the shore, roaring for hours. But halfway through, the hoses split open, as if something had chewed right through the steel. The men swore they saw movement in the mud, a fin jagged like broken glass slicing the surface before vanishing again. They left before sunset, refusing to return. Now every summer, new campers arrive, and every summer at least one of them never goes home. The counselors call it drowning, but the kids know. They've seen the bubbles rising. They've seen shadows circle beneath their legs when they swim. They've heard the grind in the dead of night. Some say the creature is older than the camp itself, older than the town, older than the people who built their homes along the water. A fish, yes, but not like any fish you've seen. Its scales are black as oil. Its eyes glow a faint, unnatural red, visible even through the murk. Its mouth is wide enough to swallow a man whole, lined with teeth that keep growing back no matter how many it loses. And it's hungry, always hungry. So if you ever find yourself at Camp Clearwater, if you ever feel the sun on your shoulders, and hear the laughter of kids splashing in the lake, look closer. Watch the surface, because sometimes it moves when the wind is still. Sometimes it ripples when nothing touches it. And if you ever see bubbles rising from the depths, don't swim, don't scream, and whatever you do, don't look down.